The new season came out today, and along with it released ESME CUCKOO, the season pass card, and I was super excited to play her in this negative deck. In case you didn't know, ESME CUCKOO is a 3-cost 4-power card with text that reads, on reveal, copy a card from your deck into your hand, set its cost to 3 and power to 4. So naturally, I thought she'd be a lot of fun to play in a negative deck with a bunch of awesome targets like Iron Man, Gore, Null, and Zola. Your main idea here is just going to be to play it like a regular negative deck, ravonna on 2, negative on 3. From that point you can play Esme, or ideally you'll get Jane, and then you have a bunch of cool negative cards that you can play, and you just overpower your opponent with your overpowered cards. Now, if you've got any other questions, make sure to ask me down in the comments. And let's jump right into the games. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. We've got Hellfire Club on the left. We have ESME CUCKOO in hand, along with a Mr. Negative, so that's pretty cool. Mid is going to be Bifrost, alright. Yeah. So, we're going to go ahead and just play an ESME CUCKOO on 3, and then we're going to play a Mr. Negative on 4, and then we're going to see what happens, because we can play a Jane on 5. Ideally, we should be really just completely okay going into turn 6, playing whatever we get off of Esme, maybe along with a Killmonger, and then all of our negative stuff as well. We're really just hoping that we don't draw, like, the Mystique and the Iron Man and the Zola and the Null, right? Like, we really don't want to draw that stuff. We're probably, in all likelihood, going to end up drawing one of them, maybe even 2. But we'll see. So, on the right, that is going to be White Palace. We're going to end up giving them a Gore, which is completely fine. They give us a Super Scroll, which is terrifying. Now, actually, we have a lot of cards in hand right now, which is really annoying. I think we still go ahead and play Esme. Yeah, let's play Esme. And then we're going to play Mr. Negative. And then we play Jane. I don't know, man. It is looking kind of scary. A lot of it's going to depend on what we end up hitting with Esme here. But we'll see. I am very terrified of their Super Scroll. That is a Mobius. Okay. Yeah. Right. We might just straight up lose here. This is looking pretty bad. They're going to go ahead and play a Maria Hill mid, which is fine. And then left, they play their own Esme. Alright. We're going to go ahead and play Super Scroll. So, at least they're not getting, like, bonuses from Pixie or Esme. From this point, we might just straight up play an Iron Man mid. I think it is actually our best bet. It's a little worrying because they can play a Super Scroll. We know that. I think we have to play Iron Man nonetheless. If they do just play a Super Scroll mid, though, then they do kind of just end up winning. Because from at this point, the Iron Man's going to give +4, right? Putting us up to 10. They're going to get a +2 from the Super Scroll, putting them up to 11. So it would be 11 to 10, both of us doubling. They would obviously win. And our Super Scroll doesn't copy their Super Scroll's Iron Man. So that is going to be a Kitty Pryde.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what I expect them to do here. There is... I don't even think Mystique helps. There is a very small chance that this wins. Because what this would beat is this would beat if they played Super Scroll mid and, like, Kitty Pryde right or Kitty Pryde left. The Kitty Pryde doesn't matter. So we're gonna do this. Because I think there's a chance Super Scroll, are those both 1-cost? Acid Arrow and Kitty Pryde. We're actually going to win off the Killmonger here. So that's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, and if they had played the Super Scroll mid, they would have gone to 22, and we would have won at 24. Damn. So we kind of bait them into playing the Super Scroll, and we win because of it. That's awesome. You'll love to see it. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We have a rock, which we theoretically could play, I guess. I'm not going to. Mid is going to reveal to be Atalan. Okay, awesome. I would really, really love to top deck a Mr. Negative. I know that it's a really low chance of happening, but you never know. See, it's going to be Asteroid M. Oh my god. Oh my god. It actually happened. That's crazy. That's actually insane. And it's against... Oh, it's against a bot too, man. Can we all collectively agree to pretend that this is a real player? I think I like that idea. We're gonna go ahead and play Magic Right. We have a Killmonger in case they end up playing a bunch of 1-costs. That's going to be a rock on the left. So we're just going to play Magic Right. Actually, since, well, no, this definitely isn't a bot, but since, you know, I thought it was a bot for a second, wink, wink, we should definitely snap here. Let's go ahead. We should have snapped before we had priority, because bots care about if you have priority and stuff. We could just go ahead and play a Null. I think I'd rather play an Esme here. I'm going to go ahead and play Esme left, see what happens. And then, honestly, anything is fine. I guess Jane would be not the... Oh, a rock. Forgot we had rocks in deck. My bad. That's Devil Dino. We have Gore, which is awesome. They're snapping. Okay, let's just play Null mid, I guess. Right, like well, maybe... Maybe let's play Null right, yeah. Imagine they, like, turn off Limbo. I know they're a bot, and they're definitely not going to. I'm kind of paranoid now, though. No, they're not going to. There's no way. There's no way. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. They don't turn off Limbo. They never turn it off. Don't worry about it. Just ignore anything that could potentially hurt you, and you'll be fine. That's going to be Rock and Iron Man. Yeah, see, we're okay. We're okay, we're okay, we're okay. We're going to go ahead and play Null on the right, and then we'll see what we top deck here. We are going to top deck another Rock. That's completely fine. We are going to play Gore, and going to play Mystique, and going to play the Rock, and Killmonger. And we should be good from this point. So, let's see, they play a Rock, and they play an Ironheart. Not going to be enough. So, we're going to go ahead and play Gore on the right. And then that's going to be into a Mystique. Then we have the Rock. I am curious if the Rock will get destroyed by Killmonger. I think it will. It should. Yeah, no, there we go. I saw a lot of people talking about ESME CUCKOO and Surfer, which I don't necessarily hate, but, like, for some reason my brain was like, I wonder if ESME, like, you know, if you get the card, if it for some reason interacts that way with Surfer, because literally nothing else in the game works that way. But, like, that was my justification for people talking about it a lot. I don't know. I think ESME is more fun to play in a deck like this, but nonetheless, doesn't matter. Good win for us. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We're definitely going to go ahead and play like a Ravonna on 2, into a negative on 3, into a Esme on 4. Then let's see, that's going to be miniaturized lab. Yeah, we can definitely just go ahead and play a Ravonna there. We top deck a Mystique, which is a little bit sad, but it's okay. Hopefully here we top deck something like a Magic or a Shang-Chi or Killmonger or a Jane, because we want to hit all the other stuff with Mr. Negative. But they go ahead and play Adam, which sucks. We hate that. They just get to draw a bunch of cards now. That is going to be Ronan. And then we end up drawing Zola, which also sucks. Let's go ahead and play Mr. Negative on the left, though, because then we could potentially set up right to be a Zola lane. That is going to be Thena. Ooh. Thena and Kitty Pryde, so Thena's going to get buffed up. We could just go ahead and play an Esme left, which is probably what we're going to do. We'll see, though. That is going to be Sauron, which could be interesting. And then Arishem for us. I mean, that's a lot more power. So that's cool. Might just be setting up for a big Gore. We'll see. We have Shang-Chi, okay. Yeah, we can definitely just go ahead and play Esme here. We'll end up getting whatever she copies, and then also drawing a card. Their Athena's going to get a little bit bigger, which we obviously don't like. This is going to be like, what, the Hood and Beast, maybe? No, Viper. Is this Viper just... It was created off the hub! It was created off the hub! That's a lie. Okay, well, we have Killmonger. And Killmonger is looking pretty good. We could... We could save the Killmonger, like, for the end of the game. I honestly don't hate the idea. Let's play Gore. Because I'm curious if they're going to play all one-cost cards left. Demon, okay. Havoc is crazy to go right. Don't like that. I mean, from this point, we can play like a Shang-Chi and a Killmonger. That's pretty good. So let's go ahead and play you, and... Or actually, we play the Mystique, and then we only play the Killmonger. I think Killmonger probably goes mid. It's interesting, because we have a decent chance at winning left here. Like, if they play... Yeah, they didn't even... Okay. Juggernaut actually doesn't matter. We're going to win anyway, because we win left. It's going to be Agent Venom. Yeah, no, I mean, pretty good shot for them, right? But we're going to end up winning. If I was them, I would have been confident. I don't fault them at all. But we have a Killmonger in this deck, which is going to give us the win there. Yeah, you love to see it. Good win for us. That's absolutely awesome. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got Murder World on the left. We have them playing an Ant-Man mid. We're going to go ahead and play a Ravonna. Yeah, sure, we can play Ravonna mid. That's completely fine. We might play an Esme mid as well. We'll see. And then I think it'll depend on what they're doing. I don't imagine they fill up Eternity Range by turn 3. Right, like... I don't know. I mean, they could. But I'd be pretty surprised. They're going to go ahead and play a Squirrel Girl. Right, like, it feels like they're probably just going to play, like, a Marvel Boy, right? They play, like, a Marvel Boy, honestly, probably right. We're going to play a Mr. Negative, right? I'm giving up on Eternity Range, I don't care. I want Negative to get the buffs from Mirror Island. Yeah, Marvel Boy, right. There we go. So, we're going to end up getting hurt a little bit by Eternity Range, but that's completely fine. We could go ahead and just play an Iron Man right next turn. I don't hate that. We could play an Esme on 5. It's also not horrible. Yeah, no, I think we're pretty good here. We have a Killmonger, which is just going to destroy them. There's a Null. Yeah. We're going to snap here. Gonna go ahead and play an Iron Man right. Normally I don't snap in videos, but I don't know. It's first day of the new season, so I decided to snap today. I'm indecisive. They're gonna go ahead and retreat though. Damn, I shouldn't have done it. Instant regret. Okay, well, let's pretend for a second. Okay, so I play the Iron Man. Everyone's like, ooh, cool. I play the Esme, also right on 5. Maybe I top deck like a Magic. I play the Magic left. Right, no, actually I play the Magic mid, maybe, yeah. So I play the Magic mid, and then after that, we top deck Zola, or no, we top deck a Gore, right? So then we play a really big Gore, we play that mid, then we top deck a Zola, and on the final turn, off of the Esme, we got like a Mystique, so we copy the Gore with Mystique, and then we play... Actually, no, we're going to copy the Null. We're going to play Null, we're going to copy it with Mystique, and then we're going to play Zola, and then it's going to put it mid and right, and then we're going to play the Killmonger, destroy their entire board, and we have two, like, 200 power Nulls. Yeah, that's definitely what would have happened, but... Nonetheless, we would have won. Good win for us. Ooh, okay. Esme is actually a really interesting card to play into Valhalla. That's going to be cool. Also love to play a negative into a Jane. Yeah, that'll be awesome. So they're going to go ahead and play Iceman on our Iron Man, which really sucks. Mid is going to reveal to be Nexus. Okay, so we're going to play Esme left. We're going to play Mr. Negative right. Actually, we get a Ravonna. Definitely going to play Mr. Negative on 3 then. We can play Esme on 4 instead. Which will lead into a Jane, and then everything's going to be awesome. We could snap here. It's honestly doable. Yeah, okay, we'll snap. I think most of the time we win. They might end up having, like, a tech card of some sorts. I am not exactly sure what deck they are yet with an Iceman. It could be... Like, initially what I thought was something like Bouncy, right? With Surge. Yeah, okay. I don't know if Bouncy is the right word, but they're gonna have, like, a lot of one-costs. They might have stuff like Beast and Falcon, I'm not exactly sure. But we're gonna go for this first. That is going to be a Mr. Negative on the right, which is going to lead to us hitting Gore, Null, Mystique, all those are awesome. Killmonger, gonna be good for destroying a lot of their cards. Yeah. Should be good here. The question I was wondering about earlier is if they have something like a Shang-Chi. They might, but it feels out of place in like a Black Swan deck. I would feel more likely with like a Red Guardian or something, but I think they're just bouncy and gonna try to get a bunch of power, which I think is gonna fail miserably for them. So we're gonna go ahead and play Esme on the left. And then from this point, we can definitely go ahead and play Jane mid. We're just going to win with an Iron Man Mystique combo mid, because I don't think they're going to have, like, an Enchantress. So we should be good. We'll see what Esme gives us. Ideally, maybe a Gore? I don't know. I don't know what we would ideally want. I think we have enough to win nonetheless, so... We'll see. If they have a way to turn off Nexus, which they might with Nico... If Nico gives them Nexus turning off abilities, that could be potentially scary. If that happens, we might want to split up our Iron Mans, one into Nexus, one into Nidavellir. Because if we put one in Nidavellir, it's obviously going to win Nidavellir. That is going to be Surge again on the right, which is crazy. And then that's a Sage left. Okay. Sage gets kind of big. We end up getting a Shang-Chi. Toxin's going to send the Sage back, and then Esme is going to give us a Killmonger. Okay. So from this point, we get another Shang-Chi. I think we always play Jane. Yeah. And then Jane is either going to give us a Null or a Gore. Both of those are completely fine to get. And then I wonder if they ever do have the ability to turn off Nexus. We'll see if they, like, snap on 6. I think if they snap on 6, that's probably why they're snapping. Because they're definitely not running, like, an Alioth in this deck, right? So they're not going to be, like, snapping with priority and being like, oh, we get to turn off all your cards. Yeah. The biggest wild card I think they could possibly have is a Nico. So if they do snap, we'll keep that in mind. And honestly, even if they don't, we're probably going to try to win right outright anyway, along with mid. That's going to be the Hood, another one cost, and what, Beast? Hood, Sage, oh, okay. And then Beast. Oh, did Sage got hit by Surge earlier, that's how they played that. Never mind. Okay, so we're going to have priority. We end up getting Null, which is really cool and awesome. And they just retreat. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, what almost sucks is that we don't have priority, so we can't play, like, a Killmonger. Or really a Shang-Chi to buff up the Null. But honestly, we're completely fine, and we end up getting the win there. So, you'll love to see it. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Going against a Thanos deck, so maybe Killmonger will be helpful. We're going to go ahead and play Soulstone. That's completely fine. We have an Esme to play on 3. Along with that, we've got Killmonger, Shang-Chi, and Jane. So, let's see. We do end up drawing a Mr. Negative. That's pretty cool. We probably just play an Esme next turn into a Mr. Negative into a Jane, maybe? We'll see. And then turn 6, we could play all of our 0-cost cards along with Killmonger and whatever we got from Esme. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Okay. I'm sold. So, mid is going to be Sacred Timeline. That is completely fine. We can just go ahead and play Esme mid. Best thing for Esme would probably be like an Iron Man, maybe a Gore. Zola would be cool, I guess. Mystique. Let's see. We are gonna get a Magic. Okay. And the shield gets pulled, and they played a Mobius. I didn't even realize. Oh my god, man. Okay. Well, right. Here's the thing. We are going to play Magic. Null is still going to be ideally really big. Right, like, we'll see. Yeah. And we still have ideas of, like, copying Null with Mystique, right? Like, that is definitely an option. We could destroy the Soul Stone. Yeah, so they're going to go ahead and play Reality Stone left. That's going to be completely fine. It reveals to be nowhere. We are going to play Magic mid, which is going to turn that into Limbo. Okay. So here's our other Magic. From this point, I think we have to play, like, Killmonger and Ravonna. Which does kinda suck. Maybe we end up having to wait on the Killmonger. Maybe we just play, like, a really big Jane. Yeah, let's go and do that. So we're gonna play 2 cards left here. I hope they play some more 1-cost cards. Oh, no. Okay, well, the Soul Stone is gone. So we're gonna play Null left. We know they can't Reality Stone Limbo. Our only hope is that they play a Thanos mid for some reason. Okay, yeah, they always play Thanos right behind the Cosmo. So yeah, good win for them. We gotta retreat there. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. They're gonna go ahead and play X-23 into Castle Blackstone, which is obviously a little bit sad for us, but that's fine. Now let's see, that's gonna be Strange Academy, don't like that. And Esme, okay. Yeah, we could definitely... I think we will play Magic before the Esme. Having Null for us is really good against Destroy. We might just go ahead and play Magic mid because I really hate Strange Academy and I don't want to deal with it. That is going to be on Maze. Okay, let's go ahead and play Magic mid, like I said. And then from this point, we really want to hit negative, or we really want to hit Zola with negative. Because if we can do that, we can set up a Null, and we can win. That's most likely what's going to happen, at least. I would ooh, okay, awesome. I would imagine... Drawing the Jane was really good there. I would imagine that we're not going to have priority, right? Like, going into the end of the game. I mean, we might. There's a possibility. I'd be pretty surprised, though. I guess we always play Jane left, right? There's no reason not to. Yeah, let's try to win Castle Blackstone. So they're going to go ahead and play an Esme. That's fine. We are going to play a Jane, which is going to give us our Iron Man and Zola. We could have theoretically tried to play an Esme... Okay, they're gone. We could have tried to play an Esme before doing that to hit one of them, but I think it was just more concise to do it this way. But yeah, you'll love to see it. Good win for us. Oh, okay, interesting. So if we end up drawing Ravonna, we can destroy the Mr. Negative in Murder World. That is going to be Mindscape. I hate that. Oh, and we actually did draw Ravonna. Okay, well, we're going to play Ravonna on the right. We'll play Mr. Negative left, and then we hope that we get a Magic to play mid. That is going to be a Swarm left. Swarm only regenerates when he's discarded, not destroyed. But, okay, that kind of makes me want to snap. That doesn't feel... Okay, we're going to snap. That doesn't feel like a real play. Yeah, this is a bot. Yeah, no. A human never plays that. Nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and play a Mystique on the left. And then, like I said, I really hope that we top deck a Magic. We end up getting a Null. Could be good to set up for a Zola. Here, we can't really do too much. I think we actually just end up skipping our turn. They're going to go ahead and play a Dracula, which is a little bit scary. We have an Esme, but just a little bit too late. I think we just go ahead and do this, and we most likely just win. Not very afraid of, like, anything they do here, honestly. They play 2 cards on the left. One's going to be a Hell Cow, one's going to be a Blade. Yeah, arguably we should have played the Null and the Zola left, because mid we know isn't going to be very big. We have stuff in hand that we don't really care if their Dracula hits. But we decided to do it this way, and I think it's completely fine. It's going to be 16 on the left, 16 on the right. It should just be too much for them to deal with. They end up giving us an Apocalypse, which we can easily just flip mid with and be really happy. Should win here. I'd be really surprised to see them stay. I think they're going to retreat, but they will actually stay. They're going to play 1 card mid. It's going to be a Gore. And literally, if we played nothing, we won. because this was a bot. But nonetheless, good win for us. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. They're going to go ahead and play the Hood on turn 1, which is completely fine. We've got Mr. Negative, Magic, Gore, and Null in hand. That is going to be Sinister London. I wonder if we ever play a Ravonna into the Sinister London. I don't think we do. I think we're going to play Ravonna left. And play Mr. Negative right. Double Surge is actually kind of crazy. That might be awesome for them. Alright, we probably end up losing Eternity Range. I still think we just play Mr. Negative right, though. Yeah, we definitely play Mr. Negative right, and then we're going to play, like, Magic right. It'll be awesome. And then, hopefully, yeah, we're definitely going to hit Iron Man and Mystique with Mr. Negative. From that point, we'll just double up on that in Sinister London, and everything should be good. We'll also have a Shang-Chi. If I had to guess, I would say we're definitely winning here. That is going to be a Nico with the Destroy ability, and then that's going to be a Falcon picking up the Nico and the Hood. So we're actually going to tie in Eternity Range. So that's awesome. And Null gets buffed up a little bit. That's cool, too. Yeah, that Surge is going to go crazy, though. We are a little bit worried about that. Do we ever play ESME CUCKOO here? I mean, if it gives a Mystique or an Iron Man, then that's kind of crazy. I think I will. That's going to be Black Swan. Because Esme is going to give us a copy, so we could get, like, double Iron Man. I mean, there's a 20% chance of that, and I'm making content. We gotta try. 40% to hit Iron Man or Mystique. And it hits Shang-Chi. Okay. Well, we get another 3-4 Shang-Chi. Now we have 2. Awesome. Let's go ahead and play Magic. And then from this point, we are really, really just hoping that we're going to draw Iron Man at least by the end of the game. If we don't, we still have stuff like Gore that we can copy with Mystique, which is going to be pretty good. That's going to be a Silver Sable. If that does hit Iron Man, then that's really sad. Going to bring Iron Man down to 1 power. And also going to buff whatever they've got going on. That's going to be a Toxin. Yeah, I'm really not too worried. They activate Black Swan. A little bit too early, though, because we have a Magic. And then I do think we just play Gore this turn. Yeah, it did hit Iron Man, damn. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play Gore. We will wait on all this Mystique Iron Man stuff. But we should be good. I actually think we might copy the Gore with Mystique. Maybe. We'll see, because we need to make sure we're big in the other lanes, too. At least in one of them. Yeah, we'll see what we want to do here. If we top deck a Killmonger, that would be really good. To kill, like, their Silver Sable and stuff. That'd be awesome. But we'll see. They're just going to play a card on the left and then a card mid. That's going to give them a copy of Sage. Now, Sage isn't really big right now. That Sage is 10 on the left. Okay, Gore ends up rolling right. And we do draw Killmonger. I mean... Okay, how do we want to do this? Because maybe we just, like, play a Shang-Chi over here. Gotta make sure we do Mystique first, if we are Mystiquing the Gore, which I think we are. I think that's gonna be our best course of action. If we do, like, something like this, well... Yeah, no, I'm sticking with it. I think this is the best course of action, and actually maybe we'll play the Killmonger over here. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Okay, they just go ahead and retreat. Yeah, no, good win for us. It wasn't exactly the best ESME CUCKOO game, but just a good game in general. You'll love to see it. Yeah. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I know you'll love this one I made about Hydra Stomper. It was a lot of fun. I kind of tripped over my words there. That's okay. I truly appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.